how can we use instructional strategies to support good assessment and good critical thinking? And I use the U-shaped discussion as an example. And I want to begin by noting that I did call it a U-shaped discussion to distinguish it from a debate. In debates are typically about winning your argument, and they can lead to and there are times in which I would use a debate, but a debate does create a certain tone to the classroom where it's about winning. A U-shaped discussion is about nurturing open-mindedness. It's about getting us to listen to each other, consider different arguments. When we set up a U-shaped discussion, we take a controversial, provocative issue from which there are a range of possible responses. So an example might be if I asked you to consider the state of Canada's healthcare system. Would you say on a continuum from we have one of the world's best healthcare systems and we should take great pride and care in protecting it, to our healthcare system is broken and needs to be overhauled and it's currently a mess and we need to fix it, where would you be? So I invite students to come to this continuum. I usually find the students who I know are most active and to invite them to take one of the extremes. And then we invite others up to join the line somewhere from it's broken to it's the best in the world. Maybe I think it's solid. I wouldn't say it's the best in the world. I think it's good, but it has its problems. I think it's got a lot of problems, but I wouldn't call it broken. It's getting pretty close to broken. It's a disaster. So they join somewhere on a continuum in a U-shape. And the reason for the U-shape as opposed to a straight line is we can see each other face to face. When people have used continuum debates, if I want to argue with the person at the opposite end, I have to kind of step out of the line and look down. So this just creates a community discussion by using the U. We then invite students to turn to each other on the line and talk to each other about why they are where they position themselves on the line. If they find the person on either side is more extreme than they were, they trade places. So this is a check. It's also just encouraging collaborative conversation. So rather than taking position on the line and start, let's just talk to each other and make sure. Once we've got people where they feel comfortable, we begin at the extremes and we alternate. Why are you standing there? And they make an argument. Okay, could you respond to that? Now the key in a U-shaped discussion to nurture open-mindedness is to encourage people on the line. If you hear a compelling argument, one way or the other, you shift on the line. You don't have to change sides. But maybe the person who thought our system is a disaster and broken and hears something says, you know, I hadn't really thought of that. I still think there are significant problems, but I'm less convinced that it's a disaster, and I'm going to shift down the line.